Hi, class. So I just wanted to pop in here again and create, it's going to be a little bit longer video because there's going to be more involved in it, but just another video of how you walk through the assignments on 5.2. Okay, so we're going to start with, we have the difference between 5.1 and 5.2. So remember I said, if you don't understand 5.1, you are definitely not going to understand 5.2. So remember 5.1 was learning to use the graphing tool and the shading tool in MyMathLab. So you are graphing an inequality, and then you are shading, right? You're shading, you're using that test point 0, 0 to be able to determine where do you shade? Do I include that 0, 0, or is it on the other side of the line? The other thing that 5.2 does is it brings in 4.1, which is systems of equations. Okay, so our systems of equations are going to be, okay, where do the lines cross? So this is where you're going to have to make sure you know how to use elimination. Remember, you eliminate one term, solve for the other, and then replug it back in and solve for both. So you're going to have a point, an X and a Y point. Okay, so we're going to start with 5.2, and this is one of the questions that you're going to see. And if you notice, here's the differences. If you notice, you have 3 linear equations and your parameters, okay? 3 linear equations and the parameters. So the parameters identify that, okay, we're only dealing in this first quadrant, okay? The upper right corner. That's the only quadrant we're dealing with. That's what these 2 parameters mean. So just like in 5.1, you are going to graph those first when you see them. If they are not there, you're not going to graph them, but you only do it when you see that there's these X and Y is greater than or equal to 0. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this as if it's on paper, okay? Because I want you to see how I would do it on paper. And then I'm going to translate it and use the graphing tool. Okay, so I'm going to do both. I'm going to do it on paper, show you how it's done on paper, and then I'm going to show you how to, excuse me, how to use the graphing tool to be able to finish up the problem. Okay, so let me get my pen. So I love to use color. Okay, I'm going to use, the first line is purple. The second line is green, and the third line is going to be orange. Okay, my parameters are going to be in pink so that you can identify them. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Always the first thing, I have a solid line because it's greater than and equal to. So this is my X is greater than or equal to 0. This is my Y is greater than or equal to 0. Okay, so what this does is it isolates into this first quadrant. Okay, that's the only area that we're going to shade. If you do this and you end up with shading in these other quadrants, you did something wrong. Okay, so always set those parameters first. Put in a point here and a point here, do your blue line or your vertical line. Point here, do your horizontal line. Okay, and again, I will show you using the graphing tool how to do that. All right, so now I'm going to get into each individual inequality. Okay, so it's in standard form, which means I'm going to use the cover-up method or the intercept method. I like the term cover-up method because it tells you what to do. Okay, so I'm going to cover up the first term, and I'm going to write my intercepts over here so I can see them later. So my y-intercept is 16. Okay. Notice I didn't care about that inequality. That inequality really is only comes into play when I shade. Okay. And now I'm going to cover up the other one, cover up the y, and solve for x. So I have x equals 8. Now, how did I get that? I did 2x equals 16, divided both sides by 2, and I get x equals 8. Okay, that's the purple line. Now, when I go to graph it, now what I'm going to do is I'm doing this on paper. So I'm graphing it as I go. all right? When you get to the My Math Lab, you are going to graph all 3 lines and shade in one area. You do not want 3 different shadings. You want one shaded area. And that's why you do it on paper first, so that you can see where the shading happens. Now, when I talk about shading, it's where the shading overlaps. Where it overlaps, that is your solution region or your feasible region. Okay, so that's what we're looking for, is where, and that's why I like to use colors, because you can see where the colors overlap. Okay, so here we go. My y-intercept is 16. My x-intercept is 8. I create my line. And then I use my test point. Okay, remember 5.1, you had to know how to use the test point. It's the exact same thing with this one. The test point is 0, 0. All that means is I put a 0 in for my x and a 0 in for my y. Makes it super easy. I end up with 0 is less than or equal to 16. This is a true statement, which means I'm going to shade where the 0, 0 is, on the side where the 0, 0 is, because I am including that point. Okay. Now, if I wanted to get real fancy, right, I could do it this way. So I add, this is all the purple, right? But again, we only care about the first quadrant. Okay, so that's why I only shaded into the origin. Okay, all right, now we're going to do our green line. This one's easy. I cover up my x and I get y equals 11. Cover up my y and I get x equals 11. No solving there. Okay, now I come over to my graph. Now this is where, and I'll show you on the My Math Lab, this is where it's real important to watch your ordered pairs, you know, where you're graphing exactly, and I'll show that to you in a minute. So all of these are 2s, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 11 is going to be right in the middle. Same thing over here, 8, 10, 12. X is 11 is here. And here's my line. Okay, and it is a line. It doesn't stop at those 2 points, but because we're only in this first quadrant, I can stop them there. I come over here. I place my test point in. 0 is less than or equal to 11. This is a true statement. So my shading, you see where it's overlapping? My shading is right there. Now I'm going to use my orange pen and I'm going to find the, the intercepts of my orange. So I have 2y equals 20, divide both sides by 2, and I get y equals 10. So in my orange line, I have y is 10, and I come back, I cover up the other one, and I get x equals 20. Okay, so those are my points. Now I come back, I do my test point. 0 is less than or equal to 20. That is also a true statement. So I'm going to graph 8, 10. So there's my y is 10. Here is my x is 20. And I create my line. And then because I have a true statement, I'm going to shade below. So you can see, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this in black so you can see it. Here is my feasible region. Comes over here, it goes up here, and it crosses and goes up here. Okay, all in here, you can see all 3 colors. Okay, so now you know where you're going to shade. That's why I say you only want to pick up the can once. So that's why you do this on a piece of paper. You can see where all of your shading is overlapped, and you can then pick up your paint can one time. The other thing that I want you to be aware of is what's called corner points. Corner points are all the points that we see, and we can see it crosses here. And I think that's all it crosses. So the red and or the purple and the orange and the green crosses here in the purple. Okay, so I think we're good. So now we see where the shading is, okay? These corner points are gonna come into play in 5.3, okay? Because they're gonna determine what's your maximum, what's your minimum. All right, so we're gonna have to find the corner points. Now, the corner points, I'm gonna do a second video in order to be able to find the corner points, okay? Because I wanna focus on the shading and the graphing on this one. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to erase all of this over here so that I can pull up my graphing tool and you can see it. I want to keep the graph there and all of my points. Okay, so you've done this on paper. This is what you've come up with. You see where the three lines or where the three shadings intersect. So now I'm going to graph it. Okay, keep a hold of your X and Y intercepts for every line. Make sure that you always do your X and Y is greater than equal to first. So solid line, because it's greater than and equal to, greater than or equal to. All three of these are also less than and equal to. So I know all my lines are going to be solid. All right, so I pick up my solid line, pick up my line tool, and I want you to notice up here, okay? See where my cursor is, this 2020? Watch that, because I'm gonna come over here and I'm going to put in my Y equals 16. So I am graphing the purple line first, okay? Notice if I move my point, that ordered pair changes. So that ordered pair tells me, okay, I am in the right spot. I click it. Then I come down here and I put my point at 8, 0. That's the X-intercept. I click it. Notice the line is orange. Don't like that. That's not set. I click again and it becomes blue. The minute it becomes blue, now it's set. Okay, now I'm gonna graph the green one. I come up here, I make sure that the solid is still clicked. I pick up my line tool. I come over to here, and this is where you have to be real careful where you place it. So there is 0, 11. That's my Y-intercept. X-intercept is 11, 0. So you notice it's super easy to move it accidentally, okay? Make sure that that ordered pair is red. 11, 0. Orange line, don't like it. I move my cursor off the line and click again, and I'm left clicking. It's blue now. Now I'm good to go. Now I come over here. I'm going to do my orange line. I pick up my pen. I pick up the point 0, 10. I come over here. I pick up the point 20, 0, and I click again. And you can see all this mess. Now, here is where being able to know which line is which is going to come in very, very handy. This line right here, let's see, it's 10, so that's my orange one. So this is my orange line. Here is my purple line. Y is 16. Here's my purple line. And here is my green line. Here's what you want to notice. Since we know we're shading down here, right, in this region down here, I have a corner point here where the green and the orange meet. I have a point here in my feasible region where the purple and the green meet. That is going to come in very important. Okay, it's going to come in very important when you're looking for the corner points. Right now, we're not looking for corner points. Right now, we're going to finish this. Okay. Okay, so what's the one thing that I didn't do? The first thing I should always do, and I am very sorry that I did not do this, is I set my Y and X is greater than or equal to 0. I've got to set that parameter. If I don't set this and I try to shade, it's going to shade all over. So make sure, it was a very bad example, make sure that you do this X and Y is greater than or equal to first. and then do your lines. Okay, now I come over here, I pick up my can, I place the can where all three colors are intersected, I click, and there it is. Okay, so you can see if you don't have that y and x is greater than or equal to 0, this would have shaded all over in here, all over down in here in these three other quadrants. We only want it in this first quadrant. Okay, I'm going to stop there, and then I'll start another one on how to find your x and y in, or your corner points. Okay, I'm going to save this so we can come back to it. All right, I'm stopping.